This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
Greetings everyone and welcome to the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast. I'm Dawn and I'm here with Guy, Tracy and Lee, and we are here to continue delving into the Universal theme park coming to Bedford in the UK.
So for episode 12, we are going to take a look at and discuss some of the rumours surrounding the Universal United Kingdom resort.
Did anyone else think that was weird, finally referring to ourselves as the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast, by the way?
Yeah, that was a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah. I mean, it's not as clunky as GBP, but it's weird.
But when you say long form, Universal United Kingdom, compared to Universal
really
Great Britain.
It doesn't really flow.
Yeah.
It doesn't really roll off your tongue.
We'll get used to it.
It's funny because we're getting into the rumours. One of the things I heard from day one, and I know we talked about the fact that we should have realised it was going to be the Universal United Kingdom resort off the fact that the website is Universal UK Project.
I would just like to raise my hand and say, hey, I think this may be a possibility because, I did actually say that.
But I initially saw rumours that it was going to be called Universal Great Britain, which is why we went down that route. But as soon as that, I mean,
just goes to show you can't trust a rumour.
Yep.
No, I mean, that's true.
Hindsight's 20/20, as they say. No harm, no foul.
So yeah, rumours, in our other podcast, UUOP, which again, rolls off the tongue, triple UKP is what I've kind of started calling us at this point. Or
U3KP.
Yeah, U cubed KP is what Sonia Miranda, one of our listeners, came up with. U cubed KP. I like triple UKP. I think that works. Rumours aren't something we normally deal with, but I think when it comes to this, we're so far out without any real sort of news. I thought it would be a good idea to kind of go through the rumours and discuss whether we think it would happen, what they would do if it did happen. And there's actually a very interesting point that I did a recent interview with someone about the science behind theme parks, and we talked about the storylines of theme park attractions, and I think it plays into these rumours quite a lot. It's quite interesting. I'll leave it for when we get there, but it definitely plays into some of these rumours.
Okay.
So yes, going way back, one of the first lot of rumours I saw was like a whole sort of park rumour. And so I thought we'd go enough. So this was even way before we started this podcast when I saw this originally, and it's interesting to see some of these things prior to the announcements from Universal and see how much of that stuff has still stuck around and how much of it, I guess we don't know at this point. So originally it said lagoon in the centre of the park, which from the concept art we have.
Yes.
It's a fairly safe bet with Universal Parks, I think.
It's quite standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the initial park, yes, I guess it is.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone loves a body of water.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do we feel like Epic misses that? Do we miss a lagoon in Epic?
No,
it's got little lagoons.
There is a body of water in a way in Epic. With the fountain, the thing in the middle.
And don't forget that attraction at Astronomica, the splash pad.
The fountain isn't in the middle,
that's very
though.
Important. No, but
it feels like it's in the middle.
Basically, from the Kronos, sorry, my brain completely failed me there. From the Kronos, virtually all the way down to the other end. So it is just water after water after water. You've got,
but not a body of water.
No, but it's all flowing together, and it's all about linking and.
You're all straight down the middle of Celestial Park. If you were to draw a line down the middle of it, it would intersect most of the way with bodies of water.
Yeah, because if you can't see it, you can hear it because you've got waterfalls and fountains and things. So water is all around you.
I'm just saying it's different to what we're used to from what we would class as a studios park. It doesn't have an actual lagoon.
I don't think it detracts.
It doesn't, but it almost feels like there is a lagoon just with things built over it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yes, I mean, me too. So the next one was a hotel over the entrance, which we know they have said that.
Yep.
I love that
Delighted
as well.
About that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I feel
do you think that'll be similar to Epic with Helios kind of over.
I think so, but the front rather than the back.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? Because Epic is theirs at the back, whereas to have one at the front, because is it Disney, the Disneyland Hotel, isn't that at the entrance to Disneyland in California?
No, in California, it isn't. There's the Grand Californian, which is kind of to the side of the entrance of California Adventure. But in Disneyland Paris, that one overlooks the Disneyland Hotel there.
Is it Shanghai then? Shanghai has one at the entrance.
Possibly, I'm not sure. But Disneyland Paris definitely does. In Tokyo, there's Miracosta, which is at the entrance of Disney Sea. So that one is very similar to what it looks like the Universal Hotel here will be like.
So do you go through the hotel? I mean, obviously not through it as in through the lobby. Is there like an archway through the hotel to get...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, you kind of walk underneath part of the hotel going into...
So I think that's quite cool, actually.
It is, yeah.
So I was thinking about this, and I was wondering, because all of the Universal parks... Well, I mean, okay, start again. All of the... oh, God, my brain's gone. The Universal Orlando Resort Park, if that makes sense. The
Studios.
Islands of Adventure, the Universal Studios Park, Volcano Bay, and Epic all have like an icon.
Yes.
I was just wondering what... I mean, do they have icons in Beijing, Singapore,
the globe,
Japan as well?
They all have the globe.
Just the globe?
Studios parks. Yeah, that's an interesting topic, that.
Will we get an icon apart from the globe? Will we have an arch if we have another hotel?
Yeah, but the McDonald's arches.
Can we see anything from the concept art?
They've got to put a globe up.
There'll be a globe at the very least.
Yes.
There is a globe in the concept art, I'm sure.
Yeah. I never considered that because that plays into something I want to talk about when we get into the rumours later. Anyway, so next up was
you see, in the concept art, there is both a globe and there is an arch.
Okay, yeah.
So the hotel, you're not in the UK concept art at least, you're not walking through the hotel to get in. The hotel's slightly to the left. Yeah, okay.
Small city walk-like area in front, which again we've kind of had announced. We know that's stuck around.
I don't want it to be small.
I would like to think they'd started off small, then with the option of expanding it.
Because I'd rather that than have empty, looking at our high streets with empty storefronts.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing I worry about in Orlando with City Walk, that there isn't really anywhere to expand it. And you've already seen that they're getting the expansion of that Category 10 Luke Combs thing, and everyone's losing their bleep over that right now. Next up says Hollywood-themed Entryland, which we don't have a Hollywood... We have a Hollywood land in more studios parks, but not as an entrance.
What do you mean by Hollywood-themed?
So, I would say Hollywood Boulevard in Orlando, because every studios park has a Hollywood area like that, but not as an entrance.
Yeah. It's a bit too early to say on that one, because the concept art, it could be that, or it could be something completely different.
Yeah, and then moving on to specifics, these are quite interesting. So a new Minions ride, think a blend of Secret Life of Pets with VillainCon technology, and I'll be yes, please.
I would love that.
Absolutely, yes.
That would be so much fun.
I know a lot of people kind of aren't, too positive about Despicable Me and Minions. I think that for theme park IP, they're great.
The new movie actually looks really funny.
Yeah,
I can't wait for that.
Good.
It looks really funny.
Also, I'm a big fan of VillainCon.
Yeah, me too.
I know a lot of people aren't. And that Secret Life of Pets ride looks great in California.
It does. Yeah. What I want to see from this park is, or what I don't want to see is just replications of things that we have elsewhere in the world. Even though I might never ever get to experience them. There is one on this list, funnily enough, that I would be quite happy with. But as a rule, I don't really want to see... I want it to be its own park and stand alone.
Oh, yeah.
Because
they've already kind of said that it won't duplicate Orlando attractions because they don't want to cannibalize the UK tourist market.
And I think
that's good, at least.
Going to come into this conversation later.
Yeah.
Next up, we have a Paddington-themed Kids Land.
I mean, that's quite obvious. It's you don't get much more British.
So here's a question for you guys then. If you look at all the Universal parks around the world, none of them, other than... You could argue, other than the Orlando and Hollywood parks, and I think they're more just because none of them have lands or worlds that are specifically themed to the country that they are in.
No, but Japan has some attractions.
It has attractions, but not actual themed areas. So do we think it's weird to have a very British IP in the British park when it would be the first park really to do a country-specific
I mean,
IP.
you could argue that almost every IP in American parks is an American IP.
And that's what I said,
Yes.
kind of.
I don't
But
think
then
it's
Potter
weird.
isn't, to be fair.
That's true. Potter is a very British IP.
You know, I think Paddington. Paddington is an absolute firm favourite and has been for decades in this country.
Yeah, it's also already proven to be, a success outside the films. It's got the stage show now in London.
Yeah.
It's there's I think an exhibition type thing that's been going on quite a while.
Do you reckon they're going to serve jam sandwiches?
I think
Marmalade
Marmalade
Marmalade.
sandwich, that's it.
Absolutely. That you keep under your hat.
That would be the opposite of the, if you go to Disney, they always do those Uncrustables, don't they, for the kids' meals. Yeah, it would be a marmalade sandwich for the kids with a slice of, with a packet of apple slices.
No, we don't do that. It'll be a side of Greg's pasty.
No, it will be a sausage roll anyway. I have not seen the movies. I've heard they are really good.
Oh, the first two are greatly.
Oh, the first two are amazing.
The second one in particular is one of those rare sequels, which is better than the original. Okay. It's they are watch them at Christmas. They are somehow Christmas films.
I'll watch them when Universal announce that it's going to be part of this park. Otherwise, I probably won't. The next up is one that it's kind of going to go back on what I've just said, and that is the Waterworld stunt show. Now, Tracy, I know you've seen it. Oh, yeah. I assume you've seen it.
No words.
I've seen it. Yeah,
I know it is even based on an IP that no one gives a crap about and hasn't really ever. That show is apparently the highest guest rated show in the world as far as theme parks go.
The only
when did film come out?
In the
1996.
It was way before. Yeah, it was early 90s. Yeah. The only thing I will say about a Waterworld stunt show is I think there will be two versions of it because there's going to be times where it's going to be too cold for those stunt people to be in the water.
Unless they do it inside.
I can't see knowing what's in that stunt show. That is not an indoor stunt show.
But it's in Japan.
It's not indoors.
No, but I'm saying it's in Japan and they have cold weather.
But I just can't see it. I don't know why.
I'd love to.
I'd love to see it as a theme park fan, but it just seems such a strange choice for an IP in 2031 when this park opens.
Did we not say when we went through that concept art that there looked like I'm looking at it now, a really big circular sort of theatre at the back of that park that looks like it could be?
It doesn't have to be Waterworld though. Other things are available.
It does look like the Waterworld. I'm looking at that concept art now. It really does look like Waterworld, to be fair.
It does. But then could that just be as a placeholder,
possibly.
We're going to have some sort of stunt show, let's put that.
Without giving things away.
We want the one from Spain. That was a great stunt show.
Oh, the Wild 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 West stunt show.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. Moving on, I guess we talked about this a little bit with the concept art, looking at it could be, and that's a Jurassic World land, including this is an interesting one, a soaring type dark ride.
Yeah, this is not one I've heard.
And then the dark ride from Universal Beijing, which again goes back on what I said earlier, because if any ride comes anywhere, that looks amazing.
Yes, please.
I want that ride.
Yeah.
What does that ride look like, the one in Beijing?
It's Spider-Man without 3D.
So it's not a water ride like...
No. It's it's the scoop ride system. But you're going through sets with giant animatronics.
But then
and it has a real dinosaur in it.
There are screens, but they're not like
that Indominus
3D.
Rex that literally comes out onto the track and chases your vehicle. It's mind blowing.
He's a real dinosaur.
I know someone who's been on that ride said, even as someone who works in theme parks, said it was mind blowing.
Yeah, it looks incredible. It does. If I could ride anywhere in the world that I've never ridden before, that would be the ride in a heartbeat.
Agreed.
That sounds like fun.
Because also I love Jurassic World. Oh, Jurassic Park, but I will accept Jurassic World.
I actually think it would be quite interesting because this would be the first Jurassic World land.
Beijing.
Do they have a Jurassic World land?
Yeah, because they've, apart from the Jurassic World ride, the one we're talking about, they've got an indoor flying type roller coaster thing.
Right, they do. Yeah, but is that? I'm going to have a look.
I'm pretty sure it's a land in the park. It's.
I was going to say it would have been interesting for the UK to get the first
Jurassic World, yeah.
So it is Jurassic World Isla Nublar. Yeah, okay. Disappointing.
And also we have Jurassic World Adventure Camp at a Universal Kids Resort.
Okay. Let's not talk about that. I know Chris won't be listening, but he'd be incensed that you even dared to mention that park.
I still think there should be a fundraiser to send him there. to a live from Universal Kids episode of UUOP.
Yeah, the next one up was a Wicked themed land with some sort of flying monkey ride. A Wicked, I see being an epic expansion, honestly.
Yeah, I do.
I mean,
I'm completely with you. No, me
it.
either. I didn't even bother going to see the second movie.
No.
I saw neither of them.
I saw the first one.
It's just not my thing.
I love all of that. I love the whole, the backstories and everything. It was just a bit, for me, it was, I know I'm going to get a lot of people going, oh, you're so wrong. But personally, I found it very self-indulgent, that whole movie. Just the one, because I only saw one.
The thing
I only saw the play. That's it. That's the
play is supposed to be.
You've seen it?
Oh yeah, I was going to say it's supposed to be. Yeah, I've seen it. Yes, that was amazing. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
The thing about Wicked is I can see how visually it could make an incredibly impressive land.
Yes.
But if they do it, I really hope they do it more as a more generic Wizard of Oz, because Wicked, I know it's been huge, but it feels like it's already kind of falling out of relevance a little bit, if you know what I mean.
I do.
The second film didn't do so well. And I do wonder if, in 10 years' time, it may seem a bit dated, whereas Wizard of Oz, as a more general IP is kind of evergreen.
But I'd like to see a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory land.
Yeah.
I don't know where the license lies with that, because didn't Alton Towers
Yes, they had that. 'Cause the ride, I loved that ride.
Yeah, for a while.
Even if you didn't get any chocolate on it.
It had that. It was that boat ride followed by the Great Glass Elevator Simulator thing, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, I'd take that over Wicked Theme Land any day of the week.
I mean, let's face it. Wicked Land has been rumoured anywhere and everywhere for the longest, like for what? Nearly 30 years.
I mean, going back to UUOP when we used to have Jim Hill on, he's been touting Wicked replacing Marvel at Islands of Adventure since probably 2012.
Yes.
Funnily enough, it still hasn't come to fruition.
If that happened.
Yes.
His manifestation is not very good.
No, but a flying monkey ride kind of fits it quite well.
It could be fun.
Cool. Yeah. It kind of sounds like it would be something along the lines of the Potter broom ride thing. Oh, well, yeah, but I was going to go the Potter
something.
Yeah, Pteranodon Flyers. Yeah, you're right. I was going to go along the lines of the rumoured broomstick thing that was supposed to go to Islands of Adventure.
Thing.
No, there was supposed to be one in Islands of Adventure when it first opened. If you go, you can find the concept art for it.
Oh, yeah, going around Hogsmeade or something.
Like a kind of high in the sky Zeus trolley train ride type of thing, but on brooms.
God, I love that ride.
Next up, we've got James Bond Land with a coaster.
This is another very British IP, theme park.
And it's interesting that
Bond's timeless.
The rumours seem to be like British themed things rather than, and it's again, this is where I went back to the conversation earlier. It's not something any of the parks really do. Theme the attraction specifically to the country that they're in.
I guess, but counterpoint is that Western audiences aren't really exposed to a great deal of Japanese or Chinese cinema, whereas American audiences are very exposed to English cinema.
Yeah.
So if this is going to be a movie-themed park in England, I kind of see the angle as putting some UK movie IPs in there.
To drag that audience from the US over who aren't going to get to see that. Yeah, that's very true.
Gives it more of an identity.
Yeah.
And also James Bond, I mean, it's not an IP I'm a huge fan of, but a Bourne Stuntacular, but Bond-themed would be incredible.
Yeah.
Or could be incredible, I should say. But.
Moonraker-themed. Keep it classic 70s.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. If there was going to be a Bond land, which Bond would it be?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I would like to see them go generic Bond, or even base it off the new video game.
Oh, First Light.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
I haven't. But it looks pretty cool.
Good.
Yeah, it does.
I know it's a hard one, because if you pick a Bond, from history, it's very much tying it to that era as well as that Bond.
Especially looking, this park doesn't open for another 5 years, and you're more than likely to. They might be in negotiations to have this as an IP, be working with the studio themselves. So this land actually be based off whoever the new Bond is going to be, because
it's true, they've got plenty of time.
The sway that they've got with the companies, potentially that is a thing.
And it definitely has to be one of the more modern Bonds, though, because then we leave all the misogyny behind.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It might be a case of that you might find that we might not get another Bond movie for 2 or 3 years, and whoever that new Bond is, say, much to Tracy's chagrin, let's make it Idris Elba, because I know you don't like him. Maybe
it's not I don't like him. It's like it's everywhere. It's too much. Anyway, I think it's gonna be Jane Bond. So there you go.
But yeah,
Hannah Waddingham for Bond. No, yes, please.
It could be that. So
if they went like retro and they had like Pussy Galore's Outfitters or something for a clothes shop, like that could be quite fun. Have it more like a swinging 60s, almost like an Austin Powers-esque vibe.
So you beat me to it. I was going to say I would much rather have an Austin Powers themed land.
Yeah,
and this part would be amazing. By the way.
Apparently they are making a new film.
No, of course they are, because people have no new ideas anymore.
No. And they brought the characters back for an advert in the States recently and it went down well.
So actually going off that, I don't know whether you saw the rumours for it. I saw one the other day that apparently the storyline behind the new Austin Powers is that Dr. Evil's going to create another clone and it's going to be The Rock and he's going to be Maxi Me.
What?
Yes, that's what I saw the other day, and I was like, I don't care what the rest of the film's like, I'm in just for that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I'll watch that.
Love it.
Yeah, me too.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Donnie, did you just swear?
Mayhaps. I forgot we were recording for like 5 minutes.
Don't worry about it. That's a
guy problem.
That's a guy problem.
Swear away, Donnie. Swear away.
This is one, we'll get into it a little bit more, but I'm just going to put it out there and we'll discuss it a little bit more later. And that's a Harry Potter land with an immersive Great Hall dining experience.
I think
we'll discuss that a little bit more.
It's got to be HP.
Okay, we'll definitely get into that in a little bit. The park is planned to host HHN, which I don't know whether it's been officially announced, but I think everyone expects it.
I think it has, because I remember reading about it right at the beginning.
Yeah, and in the opening hours and things like that, they kind of said for seasonal events such as the Halloween Horror Nights. I'm sure they've referenced it. I mean, obviously we don't know. They've said that's something that they may well do. They're not committed, but I think it's Universal. We're going to get Horror Nights.
They may not the first year.
I think that's going to be an interesting conversation.
But if they don't, we are British. We know how to riot.
I want to get into that a little bit more because I think that's interesting, especially over things we've already discussed. And then the final bit I saw, and that was, yes, unfortunately, the name is Universal Great Britain. Well, this is how our rumours go, because it's not.
Nope.
Definitely
not. Not the slightest.
I mean, we kind of briefly talked about, do we prefer United Kingdom over Great Britain? We haven't actually talked about whether we like the name or not.
I don't like change.
I'm with you on that one.
There was no change, though, to be fair.
No, we just jumped the gun.
We went with one of the two options and inevitably we got it wrong.
So here's a question, Tracy. Great Britain or UK, which you prefer?
Honestly, don't really care, because for me, I'm British and I'm a United Kingdominian or whatever you call them. What I do like, though, is, because you're all coming up with different ways for the acronym, as a Discworld fan, and other Discworld fans will appreciate that, it's UK.
Okay.
I'm not embellishing, because that's for us Discworld fans.
We're going to find out is this resort is going to be sponsored by KP Peanuts.
Ooh.
Cool.
I'll be on board with that.
Dawn, Great Britain or United Kingdom?
Great Britain sounds better, but Great Britain sounds better, so probably Great Britain.
Guy?
Because UUUKP sounds more like...
Yeah,
we'll worry
I don't
about
like the abbreviation of
Tracy's
UK.
been saying that for a while, yes.
GB works better for me.
I'm not going by the acronym. I want to know the Great Britain or United Kingdom.
I mean, United Kingdom is more inclusive.
Yes.
That's I imagine that is why they went that direction.
Process.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? I wonder what the thought process was behind it, because yes, technically it is in the United Kingdom, but it is in Great Britain. It's a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's kind of strange how we are a country which has 3 names anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for now. But there's plenty more to talk about.
Moving on to other rumours that are new from this, but also still hanging around.
So, Harry Potter.
So
you said earlier that you thought it's an absolute given to UK Park, Harry Potter.
Yeah, I think it has to be there.
But then that would just be But what do you think that would be, considering there's a Harry Potter park or world or land in Universal?
Yeah, like within
Orlando
an hour and a half.
Yeah, if they are not going to duplicate anything from Orlando, then if they do a Harry Potter section here, what will that area be? Is that kind of the question?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's already Hogsmeade, there's a Diagon Alley.
And there's a castle.
Yeah,
but
there's Hogwarts. There's
Hogwarts.
There's France, apparently.
But that's not really Harry Potter. That was like
I know, but it is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
It is.
Ministry of Magic.
But, okay.
But what would they do?
Ilvermorny.
Not over here. Beauxbatons.
They could do Godric's Hollow, where Harry Potter was born.
So let me just jump in. I don't think it'll happen. I do not think there'll be Harry Potter at the UK park.
Okay.
You've got the
given
one
how
with the
much money
studio.
they make on Harry Potter merchandise and butterbeer.
Okay. That doesn't mean they still can't have that. But
True.
my issue is you've got an hour and a half down the road, the Warner Brothers studio tour.
Yep.
I've talked about it right from the beginning that I think Universal have to be very careful with what they put into this park to not take away people wanting to go to Orlando, but still... So, trying to work this out. So it's a very fine line for Universal knowing that people don't have the spare money that they used to have.
Mm-hmm.
And they want people to go to this park, but also go to Orlando.
Yep.
And if you make this park 25% what's in Orlando, they'll just go, I'll just go there. Because I don't want to spend that money to go to Orlando.
That's
they've got
why, if
Potter
they
here
did
and
do it here, it would have to be somewhere which isn't currently represented in the Orlando parks.
But also, what percentage of our population would you say actually does go to Orlando?
I'm pretty sure that the UK market is the second biggest travel market to Orlando at this point.
But what percentage?
Oh, I've no idea.
10%? More? Less?
I think it would way more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
So say 20% conservatively. That still leaves 80% of the population that Orlando is out of reach for. That's 80% of the population going to this one.
Yes, but then you've got to also think of that 80%, how many of that 80% are interested in theme parks in general. I think the crossover between people who are interested in visiting a theme park and people who are interested in visiting Orlando, there's probably more of a crossover there. Because yes, there's lots of people who wouldn't go to Orlando, but those people may well not go to
But then
any
you also have
theme park on their
distinct
doorstep.
people going to Orlando for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And then tag on Universal.
Yeah.
Or they don't even, because a lot of people probably haven't heard of Universal.
That's so
until,
true.
because they go to Disney. Disney is, everyone knows Disney.
Everyone knows Disney.
You know, there's Disney films, all the kids want to go to Disney. And then
I think Harry Potter has changed that to some degree.
they have.
I don't think people know that necessarily that Harry Potter is at Universal. They just know that there's a Harry Potter world in Orlando. In fact, I'm in a large group chat for like a hobby, and someone recently mentioned going to Harry Potter World in Disney last year.
Yeah, because people are idiots.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't going to jump in.
Okay, so I Googled it. So Orlando welcomed a record number of visitors. So they were up 2.8% from May 26 to 933,500.
Is this from
keeping
England?
Britain firmly in second place as Orlando's biggest international market.
Okay, so we've got
So
what?
just
80,
under 1 million people.
so we've got what?
a year.
Is it 80 million population here? That's a low amount. That's a
true.
lot of people to attract. Because I would say we have more than 1 million people go to our theme parks over here because they're accessible. So
I'm with you, Tracy, but I think we've got to bear in mind that Universal have already indicated that they're not going to duplicate attractions and lands that are in the Orlando parks, at least.
My other concern about Harry Potter is all of the stuff that is going on and people who are very actively boycotting. And over here, especially, there's a lot of boycotting going on.
Yeah.
I don't
Rowling
think
effect.
that'll play into it at all. If
No, not for them, but for the population. Really?
I don't think it'll make any difference.
You want to get
I
yourself
think
online?
enough people keep going to the ones in the
Yes,
States.
enough people keep going, but I think a lot of people could have been going.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, then, going off what Guy said earlier, if it happens, if they do put Potter in, they need it not to be Hogsmeade or Diagon Alley. So then what do they go with? And it needs to be, for me, if they're putting it in the UK, it needs to be somewhere, an iconic Potter place.
Yeah, it can't be Ministry of Magic anymore.
No.
We can't do Hogwarts. It can't be Hogsmeade with Hogwarts because you've got that.
And we've also already had the Triwizard Tournament.
Well, that's all Hogsmeade, isn't it?
Like you said, Guy, Godric's Hollow. But then there's not a lot goes on there.
Or the Quidditch World Cup from Goblet of Fire, where they go at the beginning.
You're very much closing yourself in on everything being broom related at that point. There's not a lot.
And that also feels a lot like the Triwizard Cup.
Yeah, it's a hard.
I would like to see going darker and going down the Voldemort. Yeah, the Voldemort side of things. I'd love to see the darker side of Potter.
So, I know we're jumping the gun here, but since you mentioned it, Tracy, I've always wanted a Potter-themed Horror Nights house.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Diagon Alley, they have, what do you call those?
The
Death Eaters.
Yeah.
Walking around.
They
And I
snuck
had
up on
one snuck up on me, actually. very, very proud of myself not to scream.
Good.
So I know we're jumping the gun here, but I just think that's
having like a Azkaban year round.
Having an Azkaban walkthrough for Halloween Horror Nights, that would be.
There's quite a lot of morbidity in Harry Potter. You can have which features like thestrals, the things that you can only see if you've seen death, and I don't know. I struggle with it. I'd love to see something kind of darker, something like Azkaban, like a Horror Nights house for Potter. It'd be great.
I don't think that'll ever happen, though, will it?
Oh,
No,
I agree with you,
so.
Tracy. Unfortunately, but
I just don't see anywhere. Like you mentioned, Godric's Hollow, yes,
but there's not a
and
lot.
The Burrow, but the small locations, aren't they? They don't lend themselves to an entire land.
I know.
I can't actually think of.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
I mean, you could just have the Forbidden Forest.
Yeah, that's true. But we've already kind of got that with Hagrid's.
Yeah.
In I don't trust our tabloids a great deal.
No.
But there was something reported a year or two ago about how Universal weren't going to have a Harry Potter land, but they've come to some agreement with the studio tour, because I think the studio tour had an exclusivity for any sort of Potter attraction in a geographic range. And I think The Sun did report that an arrangement had been reached which would allow a Potter section in this park. But if it's going to happen, I guess the question is, how do they do it?
Interesting.
I'm like you. I'm not convinced. I can see them wanting to do it for merchandise sales alone.
Yes. And Tracy's right. Why wouldn't you? It's your absolute cash cow right now.
Yeah. And we all joke about how Butterbeer did cover the cost of Hogsmeade within the first few months of opening.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And that's when it was around a third of the price it is now. So
I'll tell you what we are forgetting, though. Wizarding Paris doesn't exist in the books, but we've got that.
Yeah, but it's from
that's
Fantastic Beasts.
No, I know, but
fantastic, yeah.
Well, there's 2 more things coming out as well that were announced a few days ago. So we may not even be able to talk about what's coming because it might not actually be released yet.
2 new things?
Yeah, it was announced the other day, 2 new Harry Potter little things.
Seth's involved.
Yeah.
Harry Potter little
things.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah, funny.
Also, just because you mentioned that, again, would this... If we did get a Potterland, would it be based off the Daniel Radcliffe ones, or are we going to be based off the new TV series that's coming out?
Yeah, that's what I was going to...
I mean, I instinctively would lean towards keeping it with the Radcliffe one because that kind of... There's consistency, there's thematic consistency amongst the ones in the other parks.
But I can see them actually... I can see them going... If they're going to do a Harry Potter world or land... I can see them going down to TV show.
I agree, yeah. I think to differentiate it from everything, then potentially you get away with doing Hogsmeade and Hogwarts because it's different to the ones elsewhere.
Well, we'll see how different it actually is come the end of this year, because I can't imagine sort of them changing Hogwarts and the key locations that much, because people have already got such a visual imagination of what that place should look like based upon those... I don't know. It's I'm really interested to see what they do with that show.
But like I said, that opens things up for you potentially to do a land that's already elsewhere because it would look different. Tracy,
True.
So it's Screen Rant. I knew it was somewhere that I, somewhat trust. They are pocket potters, and one's about Dobby and one's about Hagrid.
All right, Guy.
So the Dobby is life about his. Details of his life prior to meeting Harry in the Chamber of Secrets. And it includes exploring his time with the Malfoys.
Oh,
Again,
interesting.
going down the darker stuff.
Malfoy Manor, that's another location we haven't
That's
really...
very but again, it's a small location. There's all these they're all small locations, aren't there, that you wouldn't be able to thematically put together to create a whole land.
Hang on, we already have one. Hang on, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pocket Potter books released already. Yes.
How have I not heard about
Harry
those?
Potter, Ron Weasley, Hermione Granger, Professor Dumbledore, and Luna Lovegood. I love Luna.
What are they called?
Pocket Potters.
How do I not heard of these?
They're illustrated.
All right, Dawn's at it now.
I'm just guys laughing.
Yeah, I know why he's laughing, because he's
I'm
a
not
12-year-old boy.
I'm a mature
They're
adult.
like little mini books.
A mini Potter in your pocket.
All right.
I've got a...
Who wrote them is the question. Oh, they are.
Oh, I can't say that.
They are by her. £7 a pop.
With your Pocket Potter Dobby. Master has given Dobby I'll let you fill in the blanks.
£7 for a 32-page book.
But they're illustrated, and I'm sorry, but illustrators need paying.
Oh, so at the bottom it says, what does Hagrid keep in his pockets? How many?
Everything.
How many pets does he have, and which subject does he teach? I already know that question. Interesting.
Anyway, yes.
Yeah, I mean, again, you could go for an expansion of the Fantastic Beasts, like be an expansion of Epic Universe's world rather than the Potter world, and go down the route.
It's already got so tenuous, though, the link.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Ministry of Magic at Epic. It's
I
a
love
stunning
Blascache,
land.
honestly. Yes, it's
But what if it predated everything that we know, and like we had in Chamber of Secrets, the flashbacks with young Minerva and whatever Voldemort was called before he was Voldemort.
It still is Tom Riddle.
Tom Riddle and all of that. What if we went back to that time?
Yeah, that could be interesting. But then again, you're still going to Hogwarts, really.
Yeah, it's still the same locations, isn't it? Really, it's an interesting one.
And actually, the rumor you brought up earlier was the Great Hall dining experience. That is very Hogwarts.
Yeah, which I know they tried to do in Orlando, or at least I was told they tried to do in Orlando and couldn't figure it out. So what I was told is they trialed, like they did an actual test of having tables with holes in front of you.
That does not sound like something for the British public.
With what's the thing called, Tracy? What are they called?
Cloches.
Over the top of it, and the plates would be loaded underneath, and it would come up, but they couldn't get it to come up fast enough that it didn't splatter the food all over the inside of those things.
Hilarious.
Or like otherwise it took too long, and that was part of the reason. But I mean, it's kind of on a plate there for you, pardon the pun. It's on a plate there for you, isn't it? A Great Hall dining experience that you know damn well would sell out every day.
It would sell instantly.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard rumors a while back that they were trying to do something for Epic where you would, travel by flu to Hogwarts, and that would be the dining experience. But can you imagine they'd be able to charge whatever they wanted for that?
Oh, yes.
So, just go with me.
And they would.
What if we were getting just one thing, and it was basically
The cupboard under the stairs.
a whole dining experience, but it's dinner and a show, and it's like a condensed version of The Cursed Child.
Oh,
While you're
my
eating dinner.
God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that would be amazing. I'd be up for that.
And it make the whole Harry Potter area essentially an upcharge attraction, which would be great from their perspective. Because
That would
everyone
be
would want to do it.
interesting. Okay. Yeah,
Just a thought.
I could see that.
Because they've condensed Cursed Child from a 2-part play into a 1-part play now.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think...
I knew we should have gone to see it.
I've got that.
Well, you can still go and see it. I mean, it's just really shorter.
I keep walking past it, but Lee's never with me.
Because we went when it very first came out. We went to see the 2 parts in one day.
Okay.
And yeah, a Harry Potter like a dinner show with special effects, like dueling perhaps, could be awesome.
And use of Pepper's ghost, you could have like ghosts flying overhead, and
Yeah.
Because Universal, the only thing that makes me doubt that is Universal aren't good at doing dinner things.
dinner theatre.
Dinner anything. Like you look at how much money Disney makes hand over fist on character dining or whatever it might be, and Universal have always
It's
struggled.
so weird. It is so weird they don't do more character dining.
They've tried many times. I mean, Tracy and I, the kids, did one back in 2009 at Confisco Grill, and it was awesome, quite honestly.
Oh no, yeah, and we did the other one with
we did the
hot
superstar character
yeah.
breakfast in Cafe La Bamba, and it was okay. From UUOP,
The Grinch one was the first one.
We sent
It was the best
Chris over to the Marvel one, and he said it was kind of eh. And then the Grinch one's the only one they've managed to do and make stick.
But they still change the format of that every year.
Yeah, because it's so popular. That's why. They're trying to figure out how to give people time with the Grinch but still enjoy their food. And honestly, when we did it
I think
2 years ago, I thought, we did do it really early doors, but I thought that
they've
worked
almost
really
cracked
well.
it. Yeah.
The other thing they could do for Harry Potter area is actually not make it about the character, but make it about the place and make it more like a Hogwarts experience. Because that Hogwarts Legacy came out a couple of years ago, very popular.
Yeah.
It wasn't a Harry Potter. There was no Harry Potter. It was set like 100 years ago. And just make it more like a student experience at Hogwarts.
Okay.
That could be,
That would be
interesting. Yeah. Hogwarts from you being the student rather than it being Harry Potter's time. Okay.
Exactly.
I could see that. That would be awesome.
And you have some sort of like lesson experiences, a great hall dining thing. You'd still have butterbeer being sold and robes being sold. Have to be sorted into houses. Integrate it with the app like Super Nintendo.
Everybody crying when they're not sorted into the house as supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm still not convinced, but if they didn't, they would lose so much money because everyone expects it. It's so synonymous with Universal now that Potter is their thing.
Yeah, and the merchandise sales for it it must eclipse it. I mean, maybe not Super Nintendo, I'm not sure, but it must be just huge numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, how do people you see in Orlando in the heat walking around wearing full wizard robes?
Exactly. Yeah.
And they're like 100. Anyway.
Yeah.
Should we move on?
I think so.
Oh, Doctor Who.
See, as a kid, loved Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But I tapped out at Peter Davison, which is like the mid-80s. So I haven't watched anything Doctor Who since then. So I tell a lie.
We did.
We watched the Paul McGann thing that came out.
You're telling lies.
No, we didn't watch the Christopher Eccleston
Yes, we
one.
did watch the entire series. We did.
But anyway, anything modern, David Tennant,
he was great.
Matt What's His Flaps, any of that. We haven't watched any of that.
I love David Tennant, but you didn't like him.
I may have watched one episode of Doctor Who in my life.
Really? I mean, yeah.
It's never been something which I got into or was on at home. I know very little about it. I know about the TARDIS. I know about Daleks.
Cybermen.
It's a red post box, Doctor Who.
No, it's a
Some
police
sort
box.
of- Not
It's a
red,
blue
the
police
blue
box.
police box.
Yeah. I love Doctor Who.
I mean, again, it would be an IP that hasn't been used anywhere.
No,
again,
and it's very popular, like over here, and I think there's quite a bit of a cult following in the States
There
too.
is, you're right. Yeah, how it would be interesting. I don't know what they do. Like I say, I haven't watched Doctor Who for like 40 years, so I have no idea.
But again, it's quintessentially British.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
When you think of Peter Davison, it is cricket whites.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it, but from like images of it I have seen, it feels like the sort of thing they could kind of do anything they want with.
Yes.
Well, yeah, you can travel anywhere in space and time. So
See, I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's specific iconic locations within Doctor Who that he goes to all the time, but I couldn't tell you any because, as I say, I haven't watched it for 40 years.
sonic screwdriver, ice pops, and stuff like that. It's just,
Listeners, get in touch. And people who are much more into Doctor Who, if they were to do a Doctor Who world, land, whatever you want to call it, at Universal United Kingdom, what would you think iconic locations and things they could do would be?
And what sort of rides or attractions could there be? Or a show, perhaps. Maybe that could be a Bourne type thing. A more of a sci-fi version. That could be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dawn, you're very quiet. Are you Doctor Who at all?
No. The only thing is that I thought it was a red post box.
There you go.
Red.
No.
Is that
It's not
Danger
even a
Mouse?
post box.
No, blue police box.
Why haven't we got
Post
Danger
box.
Mouse?
Exactly.
That's Postman Pat.
Oh, that's true. Postman Pat.
We got a Postman Pat world.
I think is there not a Postman Pat thing in a theme park already?
I don't think so.
there is. I'm pretty sure there is.
Everyone's
It
Googling.
rings a bell for me
I'm
somewhere.
not. I've just said to Lee, we need Danger Mouse.
Danger.
Oh, Danger
Oh,
Mouse.
Danger Mouse.
Yes.
You talk about
That'd be
Bond
awesome.
being out of date by going way, way back. We're talking about bloody Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse is timeless.
Postman
How
Pat theme
about,
park
how about the
attraction.
Wombles?
No, Postman Pat's parcel.
Yeah.
Jesus. Postman Pat's parcel post was located at CBeebies Land inside Alton Towers.
There you are.
It now isn't anymore, apparently.
I mean,
Or it might still
I'm
be,
not
I
against the
don't know.
idea of Doctor Who. If we are going British IPs, it's a huge one.
Mm-hmm.
So why not?
Yeah.
And it is quintessentially British. From what I
Yeah,
understand.
and I say
Yeah.
it would be something that they haven't used anywhere else. That's what I want to see from this. Like, I get the potentially going to get Potter and Jurassic World and Minions and stuff, the stuff that they can bank on. But I want to see them do stuff that they haven't done anywhere else.
And seeing them do some weird things it could be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
Or can you imagine instead of a Doctor Who, Red Dwarf?
I mean, I don't think it would work, but Blake could be
amazing.
over. I could guarantee you that.
In the restaurant, your food is delivered by
A Scutter.
Scutters.
What you would need is, you would have to have an Ace Rimmer meet and greet character. It would be amazing.
Absolutely would.
Anyway, that's not a rumour.
There's your store, Cat's Closet.
He's not in the closet, is he?
No, but it's all of his clothes.
This one I found interesting.
Where did this rumour come from?
I'm not going to tell
Shall
you.
we
I'm
announce
not
it
giving
first?
anybody any credit.
Stranger Things for Halloween Horror Nights and a year-round walkthrough.
Is that both or?
Both,
Is it both?
I think.
Do you think this is going to happen?
So let's do the year-round walkthrough. So we know Hollywood used to have the House of Horrors.
And then they also do a Walking Dead year-round thing as
the
well.
House of Horrors became The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Back in that time, probably 10 years ago, we had a Hollywood correspondent, shall we say, for a little bit, who did like a walkthrough, an audio walkthrough of the House of Horrors. And it was classic Dracula, Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, that type of thing. And then that closed, I couldn't tell you when, maybe sort of 2018, something like that, I want to say. And then
was that like a Horror Night House type?
Yes, but
thing?
nowhere near as well staffed as a HHN house.
So mannequins with a couple of actors?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Then they changed it to The Walking Dead, which we watched a walkthrough of. And again, it was very mannequin, very sort of, I don't even want to say animatronic because they weren't animatronic, but sort of moving props led rather than actor based. Similar thing. And then you look forward to, I want to say it was 2020, maybe earlier, when they did the Stranger Things house in Orlando during the day for Stranger Things Day. They opened it for regular guests in the park. I can't remember when it was now.
It was a one-off, wasn't it?
Yes. And people were like, is this something they're going to look at doing? Because didn't they do the same with Beetlejuice, the COVID year?
Yeah. And I think also Tooth Fairy or the other house
Bride of Frankenstein Lives and the Tooth Fairy. I think they did them as well. So it kind of opened speculation of like, is this something Universal are looking at doing? Would we see that over here? I wouldn't be against it. Stranger Things? I mean, I've just done a complete rewatch. I literally finished rewatching all 5 series last week for Horror Nights prep. And
I wonder if Stranger Things is popular enough
So in 5 years' time as well.
that's the interesting thing, isn't
to
it?
continue, because it's finished already. And
yeah,
we're getting,
and the last season was not particularly well received.
No.
Which, having watched it for a second time round, I actually enjoyed it more than I did first time round.
Oh, well, your expectations were lower this time, I
Yeah.
guess.
Well,
That
yeah.
will help. I mean, you like Stranger Things, Dawn, but do you
I
think in
do,
5 years' time you're
but
going to care about
Is it
it?
going to hold up though? That's the thing.
That's what
this
I've
is why
always
I'd
said.
rather see like a Harry Potter
So
house.
Yeah.
I
But you don't know.
I mean, the
sorry.
argument is done. Then you're talking about a franchise that's even older than Stranger Things at that point holding up. I get it. It's more classic, but...
But it's still being used for so many things. I mean, in the past few years alone, you've got, the Hogwarts Legacy game. You've got the new
Yes.
HBO show. It's a live.
Yes.
And
IP.
it's still very popular in the parks in
Yeah.
Orlando.
But then isn't
And
it
it's
still...
also, it ended on a, I mean,
yeah.
I think people were on board with the ending of that, whereas a lot of people were really annoyed with Stranger Things sort of, second
Yeah.
half of the final season.
But isn't there more Stranger Things stuff coming out? I'm sure, isn't it? There either
There's an
has...
animated
Yes,
show
yes.
they're doing.
So, to say would it hold up, the fact that it's set 40 years ago certainly doesn't do it any harm,
Yeah.
because it's not going to date, because it's already set in a dated reality.
That's
And
true.
the 80s, who doesn't love the 80s?
The 80s was not 40 years ago.
I think it's something that would appeal to kids and adults. So if they were going to do something like this, a year-round haunted house, I could see Stranger Things being that property.
But then for staffing, to have a Horror Nights house, you need an A and a B cast.
Yes.
And to have it being, something which doesn't feel empty like the Walking Dead thing
Yes.
would have done in Hollywood,
Yeah.
you need what? At least 15 people per cast? That's got a cash burn.
It
yeah.
is.
I don't know. It was an interesting one when I saw it. And then let's just talk about HHN as a whole.
Mm.
You were all like, oh yeah, of course, because it's strange. Horror Nights. It's an interesting one again. It goes back to what I was saying about Potter being there. Do they want to take away the amount of people that are going to go to Orlando for Horror Nights and give it on their doorstep?
I think that there's the amount of people who are going to Orlando just for Horror Nights is probably a small percentage of the people going to Orlando for the theme parks in general. I don't think they're going to cannibalize the hardcore fans who are going to go out to Orlando, because it's like people in Hollywood, they still go to Orlando, the big Horror Nights fans, because the Orlando one is the flagship event. The UK one is not going to be Orlando. It's not going to be 10 houses. It's not going to be sound stages. It's going to be a smaller version of the event, like the Hollywood one is.
I don't see us getting a full size one. Maybe a half size one. I don't think that we've got the manpower for people who are going to come and be actors in that for like 2 or 3 shifts. I can't see. Yeah.
It's an interesting one though, isn't it? Like I say, Universal have to be very aware of not cannibalizing their travel market.
We're a small country.
I agree, but I actually think conversely that introducing UK people to Horror Nights here, and get more people going over there, because they'll get a feel for, oh wait, this isn't just like Fright Nights.
But then do you think, how many people will try and compare it to Fright Nights? Is that Alton Towers?
I can't confuse.
I mean,
because they might think, oh, Fright Nights is crap. Why would I go to the Horror Nights at Universal?
Universal, once the reviews of Horror Nights start coming out and word of mouth, and the kind of, they'll be advertising it quite heavily. And
don't forget, we'll also have the people who go to existing Horror Nights over here getting very excited about it.
Yeah.
So the hype's already going to be there.
It's going to be an interesting conversation. We've already talked behind the scenes. We've planned our episodes out for the rest of the year. I have not reached out to him yet. I will, but I want someone who's quite prominent in the UK sort of scare coverage.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Medium to come on and talk about it. It will be very interesting to see a non-Universal nerd's take on Horror Nights coming to the UK.
Yes.
The other big thing I think about Horror Nights compared to these other scare events is there's the IPs. They have huge horror IPs every single year.
Mm-hmm. Do they not have IPs in Alton Towers or something?
They have done. Apparently, they did a Cabin in the Woods house one year, which had
really.
It was an actual maze. Apparently, there was the control room in Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was in the middle of the house, and not many people actually found it.
That's pretty cool, actually.
That's pretty awesome. Actually.
Yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah. I think I missed something.
I mean, I think that Horror Nights is a certainty here. What I'm not sure about is the scale of the event, because the reason it works so well in Orlando is the amount of space they have, not available, but almost dedicated to it. Those tents, they're Horror Nights tents. The sound stages aren't Horror Nights sound stages, but at this point they may as well be. And
the amount of money and time and people that goes into each and every house and the scare zones and everything else. Yeah, I think it's just going to be like one.
I think
house.
we'll get a couple of scare.
I think it'll be
houses.
more than one. I think you're looking at 5. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it'll be more like 5.
Yeah.
5 houses, couple of scare zones, maybe a show.
Food, drink. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They want to make a thing of it. They don't want it to be. I mean, if you look at, I think Singapore, they have 4 or 5 houses. Japan has 4 or 5 houses.
Mm-hmm. HHN Light.
Yeah, I can see them doing like a 5-house thing. The price is obviously the interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, we're not going to be able to charge $400 for an RIP tour here, plus entries to the park.
So, Fright Nights at Thorpe Park features 5. Oh no, hang on. Alton Towers does not host Fright Nights. That is the Halloween event at Thorpe Park. Instead, Alton Towers runs Scarefest, which features a total of 5 live action scare attractions, 3 ticketed adult scare mazes, and 2 family walkthroughs. So, yeah.
And Singapore last year had 4 haunted houses, 2 scare zones, and 3 live shows.
Okay. It would be interesting to see what stuff they would do IP-wise, or not even necessarily IP-wise over here. I've always said Universal are missing out from not doing a Jack the Ripper house. I would love to see a Jack the Ripper house.
That'd be cool.
Well, the other thing is that in Orlando, they've almost got a problem in that they've gone through so many of the big horror IPs that aren't that many white whale IPs left. Whereas over here, because it's a new thing, they could do American Werewolf. They could do The Shining. They could, basically use
do all the ones that they've already
had.
done. But again, it'd still be that licensing thing. They would still have to go and get those licenses to be able to use them. Of course, but
if they get the license, then the design work is for the most part done, and then that'd be a way to get real Horror Night fans over to England to see those houses in the past that they may have missed or want to revisit.
Yeah,
because that's a lot of the part about Horror Unleashed. Scarecrow the Reaping. A lot of people wanted to go to see that because they either missed it or they loved it so much.
Yeah, here's an interesting thing then. So outside of Orlando and Hollywood, most theme parks that do scare events generally don't change their houses much. They generally have a roster of houses and change maybe one or two up every year. Can we see could we see the UK park doing that kind of thing, or sticking with the Horror Nights formula of it literally being new houses every year?
I think this is Universal we're talking about here. I think they would not want to do what smaller parks do. I think they'd want to keep their Horror Nights is a huge thing for them. I think they'd want to protect the reputation of that event.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't know. It depends. I guess how popular it is. Orlando has 35 years behind it and needs to do new every year. I don't know whether I could see it being the same-ish for the first sort of 2 or 3 years while they see what sort of market there is for it in this country and then judging it after that point.
Perhaps. It's going to be interesting to see how they organise it, though, because we're obviously not going to have sound stages.
Yeah. I mean, they might do. You don't know.
It's true. Maybe there'll be some dedicated buildings for Horror Nights.
I think they will. If they're building this park with Horror Nights in mind, they'll know what they're doing.
But then, in Orlando, a couple of years back, they replaced tents with new tents.
Yeah.
So maybe they'll go with tent model here.
Maybe.
It'll be interesting to see.
But then you don't get the verticality in it. Anyway. Moving on.
Super Nintendo.
Dawn, you don't sound excited about Super Nintendo.
Because there's already Super Nintendo and isn't there one in Japan, there's one in Hollywood, there's one in Orlando.
Yep, there's opening one in Singapore.
Are they?
I
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
And I heard that as well. Maybe, hold on, let's see if I'm right.
I didn't know that.
I'm sure I saw that on...
Yeah, it's been officially confirmed for Universal Studios Singapore, marking a major milestone for the country's tourism industry and entertainment sector.
Is that Pokemon?
No, that's just the Super Nintendo World.
Where did they announce Pokemon? Maybe that's Pokemon, because I remember them announcing that they were going to do stuff with Pokemon. I can't remember where.
It's estimated to launch in 2030 in Singapore.
Interesting. I mean,
it's just called Super Nintendo World. I think that will be the same one we have in Orlando. Hollywood, Japan. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, I can see them doing something Nintendo related, but if we are going on the assumption that they're not duplicating lands or rides in Orlando, then they can't do Super Nintendo World in the UK park, not in its current format.
Yeah. Apparently the first experience for Pokemon is Japan, so it wasn't.
It's replacing the Spider-Man ride in Japan.
Okay. Again, like we talked with Potter, I think Nintendo at this point is probably, if you're looking at Orlando specifically, their second biggest merch cash cow right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even a Nintendo fan, and I walk around those stores going, "Oh my god, I could buy everything in this," because it's all just super. Whether you have an attachment to it or not, it's all super cute.
Yep, I am very happy by this.
Yeah.
I mean, I am. My first sort of video game console was a Game Boy. I had a Super Nintendo. I've had every Nintendo console since. I love Nintendo. I would love to see this, but I wouldn't want it to be Super Nintendo Land that we have everywhere else.
Which tells me it's probably not likely then, because I don't see them coming up with new attractions for this park over here when their anchors are elsewhere.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you can see why they'd want to do it, but if they don't want to duplicate, then what can they do?
Yeah. And they
Yeah.
have so far. You think they've slapped it in Hollywood, they've slapped it in Orlando, and they've slapped it in Japan.
Yeah.
And they're all pretty much larger or smaller versions of themselves.
Exactly. They are the same thing. It's either the version A is the one with Donkey Kong and version B is the one with just Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And Yoshi doesn't exist. Yeah. Hollywood doesn't have Yoshi.
No.
I wonder what Singapore's going to have. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised to see something Nintendo, but I would be surprised to see Super Nintendo World as we know it.
What would you want to see if it's not? If it's something Nintendo, but it's not.
Of all the
same?
rumors for expansions at Epic, the one which I would love to see, and I don't think I'm going to see there, is Luigi's Mansion.
I'd heard big rumors about Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, for ages there were. That would take up the expansion plot in Super Nintendo World. But now it sounds like that is quite easily, well, not quite easily, quite possibly going to be Zelda with Pokemon going into Lost Continent. I know these are all rumors. But a Luigi's Mansion dark ride shooter could be like Universal's Haunted Mansion. It could be fantastic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd like to see.
Again, I don't know enough about it, but I know enough people who are Nintendo fans that talk about Luigi's Mansion very, very fondly.
Yes, indeed.
I adore those games.
And also with this news coming out of Sony, Nintendo may have many more fans soon.
Well, I'm still not defecting, so whatever.
Well, you stick with your digital stuff.
You don't own it, Lee. You own a license.
And they can
They can
remove
take
it at
away
any
from you
time.
whenever they want.
Yep.
They can stop me playing the discs, to be fair, if they really wanted
Yeah,
to. I'm
that's
sure
true.
they could
Okay,
put a patch on it to stop me playing the discs. So technically, I'll just own a blank.
And also the issue with
Piece
owning
of
a disc is that you own the first version of the game before any of the patches.
Yeah.
So yeah, I know. But I just don't like ownership being... Anyway, that's going incredibly off topic.
Do you buy your digital music? Do you buy all your music digitally?
I just subscribe to...
Spotify?
Well, actually, no.
YouTube.
We have a family YouTube premium for adless YouTube, and we then use YouTube Music because
So then
I'm
you
not paying for
literally own
Spotify as well.
none of it then.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So if they just decide to go, nope, all your music's gone.
Yeah, but I haven't bought any piece of music. I am paying for a subscription to a service which gives me lots of music. It's like with Netflix. I don't feel like they're taking a film away when it leaves Netflix. I'm not paying for the film.
They took a whole series away from me. I'm very disappointed.
Oh, you should write a letter.
I might do. I bet you've never even heard of it. Have you heard of a TV series called Happy?
No.
Oh my God, it's
Watch it.
amazing. You can't watch it. It's not on Netflix anymore. They've took it off.
Go and find it somewhere else.
It's about an ex-cop who is mental, and a kid gets kidnapped, and her imaginary friend, which is a little blue unicorn, goes and finds him. The unicorn's name's Happy. Honestly, it's
amazing. Just watch
it. Is
it.
as
Just-
batshit crazy
just
as it
try and
sounds,
find
but
it.
it is
If only you'd
amazing.
recommended it to me when it was still on Netflix.
Right.
It's amazing.
I'm sure I can find it. But moving on from digital ownership, Super Nintendo, what do you guys think? Is it going to happen?
I don't see it.
I don't think it'll be the
Tracy?
first in the first run. I think it could be an expansion later.
Again, looking at
But I
that
think eventually we would.
concept art, nothing on there looks
Nothing
Super
looked like it.
Nintendo.
I think it's too expensive a license to take a punt on with a park over here.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dawn?
I don't.
You don't see
I
it?
don't see it because they have it, and they're opening one in Singapore already, just a year before
Yeah,
the UK
true.
park is opening
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, good point. They may not want to kind of messy up the...
No, even though they're very, very different areas, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point though still, yeah. You want your focus to be on, you probably want your focus to be on that Singapore park. Or the UK park, and if you do it in both, then that, yeah.
Yeah. But the next rumour is one which we haven't heard for the other parks.
No, this is Lord of the Rings.
Now everyone has been clamouring for a Lord of the Rings land forever. And I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan. I don't mind them. I like them. I've watched them multiple times. I own all the special editions. I prefer The Hobbit, if I'm honest, as far as movies go. But I mean...
All I'd say is it does feel like the last huge IP
Yes.
that has not been done anywhere.
This is down to the family and how protective they are of that.
I heard that wasn't the case anymore.
Yes, things have changed recently, so it could be fair game.
This would be the IP that I would expect to go in there if Potter doesn't.
I mean, it's the alternative fantasy IP, really, isn't it?
Because I think they feel too. I said about them going into Orlando before that they feel too similar of a property to have in the same park. But I mean, we watched The Hobbit. They're going to go. I know the Rumours Lord of the Rings, but they could rope it all in. It could just be all of it.
Yeah.
You watch those Hobbit movies, and it's like the rides are already there. That barrel thing,
the barrels,
yeah, you're like, oh my god, they're literally doing this, knowing that at some point this is going to be a theme park world.
Yeah, and there, is no major rumored water ride for the UK park yet.
That's a good point. No,
so that could fit that bill. And I'm always down for second breakfast.
Yes,
11 seats.
Yes.
Just all of it.
I want lammas bread.
I think merchandising wise, this would do very well.
I want to
Yeah, I
see
think it would do
some
very
sort of like donkey meet and greet, but with Gollum,
Yeah. Oh, that
like
could
an
be
animatronic
very good.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
With some projection mapping on the face too,
Or-
or like
Yeah, or even something a bit more elaborate than like like the Kung Fu Panda live thing, like that type, like a Crushes, whatever that Crush thing is in Epcot. Do it that way, so it's animated, but do it so it's like Lord of the Rings animated Gollum, not like cartoony Gollum.
I'm with you. Or do it like Ollivander's in the Harry Potter section, where there's a queue and there's multiple caves, and a group goes in and one person gets the opportunity to interact with Gollum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the rest get to watch.
Yeah.
So sorry. But I mean, this one, again, I think if you look at that concept art, it doesn't look like there's anywhere
Well, there
specific-
is that kind of very
foresty bit.
that foresty bit which has zero detail. I mean, my take on this one is, I think if Universal could get the rights to Lord of the Rings, they would want them, and I think they'd be insane not to. But would they use that IP for their new UK park, or knowing how valuable it is, would they put it into their flagship resort?
I can't see it going into. Do you mean a flagship by Orlando?
Yeah,
I can't see it going to Orlando.
why not?
I don't know. I feel like that's more of a UK thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like
Thematically,
it's
yes. It does feel.
more British than it does.
I think, and I may be wrong, but it just feels a little more niche of an IP to put in an Orlando park. I know it's not, but it just
Don't
feels
forget it's kind of like
I wonder how many kids. It hasn't got that 4/4 appeal. I don't feel not like a
I feel like
Potter or
because
something
they've got
else.
Yeah, so I feel like because they've already got Harry Potter, which is the
They
biggest
do.
IP. That's what they're going to. But they also want
thinking, though,
to
in
draw
terms of-
crowds.
They may not put it into one of their existing parks, but what happens when they want to build the next park in Orlando? So they need a flagship IP in reserve for that.
You're assuming that the next park's going to be IP based.
True. But that, would track.
Maybe they just do a whole Lord of the Rings park.
True.
I don't see it. I don't see them ever
No.
basing an entire park off one IP.
No, because
No.
if that IP ever falls out of favor, then the whole park is in trouble.
Yes.
yeah.
Whereas you can't just fence that bit off and ignore.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the way Epic Universe is, that if any of those IPs fail or the license fails, you just close the portal and no one's
Yep.
any the wiser.
Trash it, build something new, open the portal
Yep.
again,
Yeah.
off you go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a funny one, Lord of the Rings. Like I say, I do like it, and it is a timeless franchise, but
The potential's there.
it doesn't feel like a universal IP, honestly.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It's almost... The thing is, Lord of the Rings franchise, everything about it is so grand in scale that it's hard to imagine it working in the confines of a theme
Very
park.
true, yeah.
Yeah, there'd
There's
have
a
to be a
lot-
lot of forced
There's some
perspective in
massive force perspective going on in there.
there. Because
Yeah.
are we going in as hobbits?
Oh my god.
Or are we going in as...
That would be
You know,
amazing.
You walk in and you get like hairy toes.
We're just men. I mean, I've already got them.
What do you
so
mean?
it's
I was
fine.
going to say, what do you mean you get them?
Yeah, you get a pair of hobbit feet to walk around in to go over your trainers.
Yeah. I'm with you. I can't imagine this myself as an actual physical world inside a theme park. But if anyone can do it, it'll be Universal.
Yeah.
That's why I think The Hobbit lends itself better more than Lord of the Rings. It's a little more smaller in scale than Lord of the Rings is?
It is, but would it have the same draw?
I think so.
It doesn't. The name recognition isn't quite the same.
I think it does. I don't. I think the people who are excited for Lord of the Rings would still be excited for The Hobbit.
You've got to have a prancing pony for a start.
You know, they're just having the Shire for people to walk around. People will travel all the way to New Zealand just to go to where it's filmed. So, like, the Shire would be awesome. Like, imagine having some sort of attraction where you go through the Hobbit houses and stuff. That's where you get to stay. There's your little, like Alton Towers, those little Hobbity pods that we stay in.
They could do like a Secret Life of Pets type dark ride through, like, you know. It could be fun. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like we have the climate as well for
we do.
The Hobbit too.
Yeah.
It's kind of very greenery, kind of not Orlando weather.
It would look good on an overcast day.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, like Lee's favourite ride, the Yoshi ride. So you got this little slow meandering ride, which every park needs to have one of those.
Yeah, but not that slow. Not
anyway,
that
but you have
Behind this Galaxy's trolley train ride is the perfect example of that type of attraction.
Right. So you have something like that, but you're in. It's like pony and carts, obviously not real ones, but that's what your ride vehicle looks like. Like Gandalf comes in on. So, you know.
Yeah, I was going to say something there to go now. I mean, it kind of lends itself to, you think about a Forbidden Journey, Monsters Unchained type of attraction, kind of would work with The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings.
Kind of a greatest hits type thing.
Because then you bring in that sort of animatronic in the foreground, you use the screens in the background to do the grand stuff that you can't build. Okay.
Interesting.
And we have one final rumour.
Back to the Future.
Oh, I really hope this one is true.
Don't stole that off you, Guy.
I know.
I see a lot of things from Guy.
So what I'm going to say, so this brings up the conversation that I was going to bring up earlier, and it's very relevant to everything we've talked about. So I did an episode of UUOP that comes out, probably already out by the time this comes out. So one of the things that Universal does as far as their attractions is they don't do retreads of the story of whatever IP it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you look at, way back, E.T. Yes, you kind of get the highlights of the movie, but then they expand on that by going to the Green Planet and showing you all of that.
Yes.
You look at something like The Mummy. Yes, it's everything you know about the movies, Brendan Fraser and the Magi and Imhotep and all of that, but it's an expansion of that story. Gringotts, even Gringotts. Yes, it takes place during the Deathly Hallows, or the Deathly Hallows Part 2 if you're going by the movies, but it's everything you see in the ride is stuff that you don't read on the page or see in the movie.
Yeah.
They do not
You happen to do that at the same time.
Yes. They do not do the typical Disney dark ride.
No,
so you look at Peter Pan, Winnie the Pooh, Snow White, Ariel.
It's like a book report type dark ride.
Yeah, it is. You are going through the iconic scenes of that movie. Universal do not do that.
No.
So going off all the IPs that we've talked about already, how does that play in, especially to Back to the Future?
I mean, Back to the Future, the assumption there is it'd be a roller coaster.
But then you still need a theme around the land that it's going in.
Yeah, but it can't mean what they say that they don't do like book report type of rides. That doesn't mean they don't have lands set in recognizable places from the IP. Like Hogsmeade in Islands, you are in Hogsmeade.
But has a story about it. It takes place just before the Triwizard Tournament where Dumbledore has opened Hogsmeade and Hogwarts up to the Muggles. So it is an expansion of a story that you already know. It is not set
but Diagon
in the
Alley
book.
just is Diagon Alley. It's just there.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you could have Hill Valley from any of the eras of your choice, but realistically the 50s.
But then are you expecting, would it be the 50s?
I mean, I think that is the classic recognizable Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, if you're not going to have Wild Wild West, you know, like it wouldn't really feel Back to the Future. And I think going to the 80s, Back to the Future Part 2 is a great film, but it hasn't aged as well as the other two.
But then would you do 2025 or whatever it is?
Yeah,
and then have Cafe 80s and all the rest of it. It's interesting. It is something that you would have to consider. It was something that, again, my guest on UUOP brought up, that they would like to see them do something with Doc's kids, Jules and Vern.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's a really good idea.
Can you not walk through sort of the 80s, and then you have Nocturne Alley going off Diagon Alley. Sort of, you can kind of meander
So it could
through
be
different eras or different,
Yeah.
You could
parts
walk through like mini portals within the land, and you've got that like the 88 miles an hour flash, and you're in the next area.
Yeah.
I mean, bear in mind that they already have done a Back to the Future attraction in the past.
Yes,
They have just an attraction, though, not in a world of its own. And again, that wasn't the movie. That was an expansion of the movie. And this is what I'm saying. It's interesting to look at doing something based on movies that came out 40 years ago, like Anchor, though, because one of the biggest complaints, and you look at the U-turn that Disney have done with Galaxy's Edge at this point, that they based it very specifically on the new movies, and everyone went, where's Darth Vader, where's this, that? And they're already starting
and
to backtrack.
not only that, but they did a new place which wasn't featured anywhere.
Yeah.
They didn't let people go to the recognizable. I get the criticism.
So my
of that.
argument is, if they did Back to the Future and it was Hill Valley, would you still see the Doc from the movies? Would you see Marty? Would you see Biff? Or is
the
that...
thing is, we are working on the assumption here that every single attraction in this park is going to have a huge, or not huge, a significantly sized themed area
Which I think it
around
will.
it. I think it likely will as well. But if we look at, for example, Men in Black in studios in Florida, that's in World Expo, but all that area is the Men in Black ride.
But you're also talking about a ride that was shoehorned into an already existing park to replace something that they closed down. We're talking about building a park up from scratch at this point, which puts it in a very different position.
If they wanted to do a Back to the Future roller coaster, I think they could do that with a mini land as opposed to a full land. Have the square, have the clock tower, have maybe a diner, have the ride, and that's kind of it. You don't need to make it much more than that.
So then going off, just to jump in there, then the 50s makes much more sense. Because a 50s diner would be awesome. Like a Mel's Drive-In, there
awesome.
you go. You replace your Mel's your Mel's Drive-In from your usual studios park and put whatever that diner is in Back to the Future. So you do your milkshakes and all of that sort of stuff. Chocolate, it's milk, chocolate, and make it quick.
Exactly. You'd have that. That era has like a very sort of strong visual identity.
Yeah.
You have like cars in the 50s. You have the diner from the 50s. You have people dressed like they're in the 50s. It would kind of, as well as being representative of the film, it would kind of have that visual identity of back in the past, Americana type thing.
But then how do you put that Back to the Future stamp on it and not just make it feel like generic 1955?
Yeah, a DeLorean.
Is that it?
yeah,
That's it. That's all you need.
that's the whole thing. A
A
DeLorean.
flux capacitor and a DeLorean, and you're good to go.
Just an interesting question, because like, to go back to the Horror Nights thing, when The Walking Dead was at Horror Nights in Orlando for the longest time, they were allowed to use the Walking Dead license, but they weren't allowed to use the license for lookalike characters. That's why in those houses or scare zones for those 3 or 4 years they did it, you never saw a Rick or a Michonne or a Daryl or whatever, and everyone was like, well, this isn't The Walking Dead, it's just a generic... It's a generic zombie thing at this point. It's not The Walking Dead because you need those characters. So my argument is, how do you do a Back to the Future land that is cognizant of what it is, but but adding to what you already know?
Back to the Future is an interesting license because I think Michael J. Fox, his likeness has to be licensed separately. So you see quite a lot of Back to the Future stuff without his face on it.
Interesting.
And then I think that Robert Zemeckis kind of owns the IP to some degree, which is why you haven't seen a reboot or a remake.
That's an interesting pronunciation of his name. I've never heard it pronounced that way before.
Oh God, how do you pronounce it? Go on then.
Zemeckis.
Zemeckis, not Zemeckis. Zemeckis. Okay, I'm learning things today. I think he controls it, which is why he has said there will never be a remake. There won't be a reboot.
Okay. Then base it off the video games. Have you seen the video games?
Oh, the Telltale ones.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, they are great. So I think it's not going to be an easy IP to work with.
I agree.
But if they want to have a roller coaster which goes at 88 miles an hour, it kind of makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've already got flux capacitors on Stardust races.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it is so classic Universal, isn't it?
I'm not convinced we'd see it though.
I mean, it's been one of the strongest rumours from day one.
It has,
And
but
that concept art.
is the rumour because of fans clamouring for it?
I mean, possibly.
You know.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, and also the spike on the concept art doesn't look a million miles away from the spike that's currently appeared above the above City Walk in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the concept art now. Which one did we assume was the Back to the Future one? The big green one.
No, the roller coaster in the bottom left, the one with the giant spike. Why can't there be new rumours for Ghostbusters? That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ghostbusters.
That would be, of all the Universal IPs,
That would be
that's the one
awesome.
that I would
Yeah.
love to see, like
Just
a
wanna see
dark ride.
Yeah, a Men in Black.
Yeah, like my Ghostbusters, like in my head as an attraction, is like a mashup of Spider-Man and Men in Black.
So
I just think it would be.
if you add on to that Mario Kart, so you've got the AR, and when you're shooting, you've got your duck
Yeah.
cross the streams and everything.
So I'm just looking at that concept art, and yeah, that if you look at it's like like 3 or 4 massive show buildings with a coaster out the back. There's very much a square there, which I think we talked about when we talked about the concept art of it looking like it could be that Back to the Future courthouse square.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like a weird theatre across the street from.
But
that.
also, I'd just like to point out that squares look like squares.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be built like that, is what I'm saying. It's the only one that's built like that with an actual square that could be an area.
Okay.
I mean,
time will tell.
I think the concept art it does look like Hill Valley, but whether that's just
Wishful thinking.
something to put into the concept art, we shall see, I guess.
How close to reality usually is concept art?
Really close as a rule.
Pretty damn close. Yeah.
I think if you go back and look at the initial concept art for Epic, the only thing that really doesn't look like it was initially was that there was a theatre at the back of Dark Universe.
Dark Universe.
Yeah, for some sort of monster show. Other than that, it looks pretty spot on.
I would have loved to see what they did with a outdoor monster show in an amphitheatre.
Yeah,
I
in
can't imagine
Orlando,
it.
when it pours down every day and every other attraction goes down at the same time.
Well, they did replace that outdoor show with an outdoor attraction. So
Was Curse of the Werewolf not initially on that concept art? Okay.
no. So things do change. I think Beijing there were some
Yes.
changes.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's something interesting to look at in the future, kind of like a history of Universal concept art. What, how accurate is it?
That would be interesting, actually.
Yeah.
Would that be called looking back in the future?
Bum-bum-bum-ba-dum-bum.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I am useful sometimes.
It is
Clever
interesting,
girl.
though. It is interesting to sort of delve into these things, and then obviously we'll revisit it at some point when stuff does end up coming out and go, we all went, no, that's not coming, and then here it is.
Oh, as you said, Lee, we do have to at some point do a prediction show.
We do. We do.
Oh God.
Right, that's how I
I'd be
feel every
so way
time.
off.
And
Same.
that's
Don't worry,
every
Donnie, we'll be the
you never
same.
know. You never know. Cool.
So, well, that brings us to the end of the 12th episode of the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast.
That means we've been doing this for a year.
Wow.
Indeed, our first, actually, I looked this up, so our first episode came out on the 3rd of August.
3rd of August. So this
So
will be
we're
coming
close
out just
enough.
a little bit
Yeah.
after that. No, wait. It's July now, aren't we?
It'll be
Before that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So just coming up a year.
Well, happy anniversary, guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the meantime, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Just search UUUK Podcast and email us at universalukpodcast@gmail.com.
And be sure to check out the other podcasts in the UUOP network. That's the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast.
Rush of Fear, our year-round Halloween Horror Nights podcast. I think we'd get those guys talking about Horror Nights over here. I think
Ooh,
that
that'd
could
be
be an
interesting.
interesting
Yes.
conversation.
The Theme Park Duo for SoCal Theme Park and Haunt News, as well as general theme park info.
The Taste of Universal, our Universal food and beverage dedicated podcast.
The Portkey Passport, our adult-centric Disney podcast.
Big Dumb Stuff, our comedy, pop culture and themed entertainment podcast. It's the best.
Theme Park Throwdown, a weekly battle between your favourite theme parks.
Find them on all podcast platforms, but also The Fudge Factor, helping you plan the best Universal Orlando vacation. Find them on their YouTube channel for in-park vlogs.
We'd also love for you to help shape the conversation. Don't forget, get in touch with you about your Doctor Who wishes and whatever is for that land, because we have no idea. And get in touch with any topics you'd like to hear covered.
But for now, that'll be us signing off. We hope you'll join us next month on the unofficial Universal United Kingdom podcast.
Who will vote?